Matamu Tu.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Matamu Tu podcast. And I am privileged to be here with Dr. Hope Karaoke, who is a content creator. And I'm going to link to her podcast. It's pretty new, but I think you guys need to follow it. What do you talk about on the podcast?
It's everything to do with life. Most are personal story times, character development episodes, and vibes.
Vibes, all the vibes. And because it's a privilege, we're also on video on her podcast. So make sure you're also going to look at it there.
Yes.
All right. Now today, we're going to vibes and inshallah this thing again. It's become my favorite new way of doing things. I'm curious about your relationship with food, as Dr. Hope Karaoke is actually a dentist, right? So
Yes, that's what I do.
she works very closely with people who eat.
Yes, a lot, every day.
So let's start from what prompted you to go into dentistry.
I was 8 years old, and my mom got me this gift that was like a dentist toy kit with the tools for the dentist, like the small mirror, the probe. And I was very intrigued. And everyone else my age wanted to be a doctor, so I was like, I want to be unique. Let me just.
It was a unique selling point.
Exactly. I wanted to be special. So I settled on dentistry. And the dream just stayed. Like even in high school, when I was choosing the courses to do, dentistry was my number one.
Fascinating. That's quite fascinating. For all you video guys, yes, we've been joined by Hope's cat called Doja. And I'm like, that's so smart. Who's currently trying to eat my cables. So, getting into dentistry.
Yes.
What was that one food that kept you going through your university years? What's that one food that, like, it's been a long day, you had all the worst classes that you really hated, and now you just need something just to get you through? What was that one food for you?
Well, in the earlier years, when I was around Chiromo campus, we used to go a lot to Klabu. I don't know if you know Klabu.
I do. For all of those who don't, it's okay. Did I call it a food court?
A market, food market.
Food market.
Street food market.
Yes, street food market. Somewhere in Nairobi's Chiromo area.
Yeah, close to University of Nairobi. So I used to pass there for a glass of juice.
Yes.
And smocha. Smocha was the way to go.
Please
like an addiction.
Explain for my non-Kenyan audience exactly what a smocha is, as Doja is really trying to get through my cable.
So smocha is basically chapati.
Yes.
For anyone who's not Kenyan, how can you explain chapati?
No, chapati, we actually did chapati as a topic in season 1 of the podcast. So I will link to that one so that you can understand what a chapati
more about
is.
Chapati, yes. So chapati and smoky, which is split into half and put on kachumbari.
Yes.
AKA salsa. Yeah, and then you put ketchup. My favorite is choma sauce.
Ooh.
Like smocha without choma sauce is not smocha.
It's not. It won't slap as well. Okay.
And then with that sip of juice.
Interesting.
Amazing.
I'm curious about smocha. What varieties of smocha did you have? Oh, it was just that the same formula across the board?
Yes. No, the only twist was whether I want it with chili or without. So, depending on how I'm feeling. Because if I'm too hungry, I don't want to be eating pili-pili.
No.
Yeah, but if I'm okay, I'm cool. If I want just a shock, like my body to be shocked a bit. Because those pili-pili were actually pili-pili.
Yes.
They used to put a lot. Yep.
Okay.
The green ones.
I'm wondering if maybe smocha would do a bit better with a little bit more tangy fat, maybe like some special mayonnaise or something.
Maybe if you're a mayo person.
Yeah, but it drowned out the flavor because I've had one and it was good, but I was like, this thing is missing something. There's something small.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So later years, what was the go-to?
So later years, I was around Kenyatta, Kenyatta National Hospital.
Yes.
I used to take a lot of noodles.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I used to stay in the uni hostels. Cooking was a bit illegal. If you're found out,
a little bit illegal.
Actually, there's a time I attempted to cook, and then we went on holiday. Going back, I found all my items were taken away.
Oh no.
Yeah, imagine.
That's terrible.
Yeah, a whole pack of rice, spaghetti. I'll never forget. Even my saucepan, my non-stick saucepan went. Anyway, you live and you learn. So I ate a lot of noodles, and I remember ordering Uber Eats a lot, especially in my final year.
You didn't have time to even puff about noodles.
Nope. Because in school you'd have lunch in school, but in the evening you're too tired. I can't go to mess because I don't like the food. So either noodles or ordering.
Okay. Interestingly enough, in season 1 and season 2 of this podcast, what came out is that a lot of people ate noodles during the pandemic, right? Like that was everybody's go-to pandemic
2020?
food. Yeah.
Okay.
And I found that so interesting because, like, okay, you're in the house.
Should
so
be creative. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I touched any because I was in my parents' house, and in my parents' house, there's always ingredients to try out different things compared to living alone. You're just very cautious with everything you're using.
I know. Shout out to all the parents out here who are always keeping ingredients in the houses. You're doing the Lord's work.
And allowing us to cook. You know, there's some people who are not allowed to cook in the folks' house.
That would be so sad.
Yeah.
Though. That would be so sad. Okay. So, fast forward, you are now working, right?
Yes.
Let's start with you first before I go to your patient. So, what's that one food now that you crave? Like, it's the end of the day, you've had really terrible patients, and you just need something just to make you happy. What's that one food?
If I need a pick-me-up, it's definitely pork ribs, barbecue pork ribs.
Interesting.
Especially the Java ones.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've tried from different places, like even tried for Big Square. I was like, it's not slapping the way I want it to slap. So yeah, that's my guilty pleasure. Pork ribs. Most times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you ever attempted to make them yourself?
Yes, I have.
How did that go?
Actually, it's earlier this year.
Yes.
They were really nice, but I was like, they took so long. I can't be doing this all the time.
It takes time.
And, I hate it. I love cooking.
Yes.
So whenever cooking starts feeling like a chore, I'm like,
I'm out of here.
Out. Yeah. I don't like it feeling forced. I want to do it from the heart.
Okay, that's good. And what's that one food that you always tell your patients not to eat, but then you're also the one who's eating it?
That's a very important question, actually, because it boils into changing the pH in your mouth. I often advise my patients not to snack throughout the day.
Yes.
To try and eat, like if you're having dessert, try having it after a main meal. Because now snacking, especially like those lemon water fitness things, throughout the day. There are some who carry the bottle to work. So throughout the day, they're just sipping. You'll find their teeth, most of them are eroded because over time that acid just erodes the surface of the tooth.
Okay.
So you'd rather just take it in one sitting compared to taking it frequently through the day.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense. There's my mother loves lemon water, so
okay, you should mention that to
her.
I
think I will. At some point, she was told that if you're taking it, then just take it with a straw, so that it doesn't really.
That's also a tip. Yeah,
contact the surface of your teeth, because her teeth had started to erode quite badly. So I think I'll let her know. Just put it all in one sitting.
Yeah.
So now, you didn't answer the second part of the question. What's the one that you tell them not to do, but then you're the one who's also doing it?
Probably eating a lot of ice cream, because I love ice cream, especially anything with chocolate and nuts.
Ooh.
Count me in.
Okay. Interesting. But there it's more on the difference in temperatures or just the sugar?
Sugar, the sugar bit,
sugar.
because sugar, when you take a lot of sugar,
Mhm.
frequently it acts as a substrate for the bacteria inside your mouth. So when the bacteria eat the ice cream,
we do.
they produce an acid that now eats away your tooth. In layman's term.
Okay. That's quite fascinating. I wanted to be a
Yeah.
dentist in my
Really?
previous life.
And then what happened?
And then high school happened, and I didn't get those very nice grades that allow you to actually go and study.
What had inspired you to be a dentist?
I spent my first 3 years of high school basically going to a dentist's office every month because I had braces.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
And the dentist there was very gentle, very kind guy.
Where was it? Okay.
And
Can't
he
relate.
and he really took me through that whole process. And I got to know and learn like what does everything do, because I was a very curious kid.
Oh wow.
So I was like, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
And then I went and did KCSE and failed, and it's just like,
Brilliant.
okay,
Next-
so we're going
next
to become
option.
podcasters.
And here we are together.
Yes. Okay. So what's that food from your childhood that you can't get enough of these days?
From my childhood, chipo.
Yes.
Does chipo count?
It does. It does.
Chips and omelette, because those are the ones
Chips
like
mayai.
not really
Not really
like
chips
on
mayai.
omelette on the side. Yeah. Also, mentioning about childhood snacks,
Yes.
these sweets my mom used to make. I don't know where she got the recipe from. It was a mixture of butter, sugar, and cocoa together. And then when you melt them on the pan, and then when it's in the molten form, you drip somewhere that they can dry up. And then when they dry up, they make this really nice sweets.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds tasty.
And
like even just from listening to it.
the taste has never left my mouth.
Okay.
Maybe it's due time I try it in adult life, because I've not had them in a long time.
Maybe you can go and ask your mother to do it
To
one
do
more
it for
time,
me.
just so that you learn.
I can experiment. I'm not that bad in the kitchen.
Thank God.
I'm not that bad.
All right. And that is actually a wrap for what I had in store. This is the time where you can promote
really?
anything that you wanted to promote.
I feel like that was too short. I mean, I like talking much, probably.
We like talking.
I like talking a lot. You can follow me on my social media pages on Instagram at Dr. Hope Karaoke, and it's Dr. Dr.
Yes.
On TikTok at the TikTok Dentist. I'm mostly active, those two. And YouTube at Dr. Hope Karaoke, and my podcast, Enough Excuses Podcast.
Enough Excuses Podcast. We will link to the Enough Excuses Podcast in the description, so you can go and have a listen. I listened to one episode and I was
Which episode was
thoroughly
that?
impressed. I will tell you off air.
Because I'm like, hey, that podcast is just when I'm stressed out. That's why I go to vent.
It's a good thing. It's a good space. It's a good space. And that's a wrap for the Matamu Tu podcast. Do you want to wrap for the Enough Excuses podcast?
Bye.
Okay, guys, bye.